Hey there, Alex here. This is the Realme 7 5G, another mid-range device that is part of the Realme 7 series. It's probably not hard to guess what the main selling point of this device is, but aside from the obvious, let's take a look at the rest of the phone and see if it's any good. Like most mid-range devices, the Realme 7 5G uses a plastic body and frame to keep the cost a little lower, but the device still feels pretty solid in hand and looks pretty decent overall, just like the Realme 7 Pro. The front of the phone houses a 6.5-inch screen, and unlike the Realme 7 Pro, it's an LCD panel. It still looks pretty good with decent enough colors and brightness, but I do see a tiny bit of light bleed near the edges of the screen and a bit of shadow near the camera cutout. It's not enough to really affect the viewing experience though. On the bright side, this is actually a display with a 120Hz refresh rate, so scrolling looks extra smooth. However, I tried a bunch of games that are supposed to be able to run at higher refresh rates, but all of them seem to be capped at 60Hz, so I guess it's mostly just to make the phone feel smoother while scrolling. There is no in-display fingerprint sensor here, so we are only getting a capacitive sensor that is built into the power button. It's pretty fast and reliable, so no complaints from me here. The Realme 7 5G only has a single speaker, but even though it is a little on the thinner side, it still sounds decent, and it is able to get pretty loud. It's lacking other premium features too, like water resistance and wireless charging, which isn't really a surprise. It does have a headphone jack and hybrid dual SIM slot, and those might be convenient for some folks. Like its name suggests, 5G is one of the selling points of the phone. I don't really have much to say about this since I don't have a 5G plan, and coverage here in Singapore is still limited, but it is at least future-proof in this aspect. One of the things I was interested to try out was the performance, because it has been a while since I tried a phone with MediaTek's chipset, and it is actually pretty good. I have no issues when it comes to day-to-day use, and performance seems similar to mid-range Snapdragon chipsets to me. It even supports high frame rate mode for Mobile Legends, and doesn't really get too warm even with extended gaming sessions. Anyway, the phone supports 30W fast charging, which isn't as fast as the 65W charging on the Realme 7 Pro, but it's not really a deal breaker for me at all, since the battery life is good enough that I can get through a full day of heavy use pretty easily. Part of that is thanks to the slightly larger 5000 mAh battery. I recorded the amount of battery drain while using the phone too, so if you want to take a closer look, just pause the video now. In terms of the software experience, it is running Realme UI based on Android 10. Like on other Realme devices I've tried, I think it's a decent user experience. The UI design looks pleasant, and it has a bunch of useful features and customization options, like taking a long screenshot, blocking notifications while gaming, and easy multitasking with the sidebar feature. However, the speed of software update probably isn't great since it's still running Android 10, but for a mid-range device, this is more or less the norm. Anyway, the camera setup might be similar to the Realme 7 Pro, but the main front and rear camera has been downgraded a little in terms of quality. It's still not too bad overall for a mid-range phone, and it is still able to capture decent looking shots in good lighting, but just don't expect too much out of it when the lighting condition is bad. Also, the 2-megapixel macro camera is still quite pointless. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this, since in this price range, the Pixel 4a is pretty much the only option if camera quality is very important to you. So I'm just going to leave a link in the video description below with everything I took with the phone at original resolution, so you can see for yourself whether it's good enough for your needs. At 469 Singapore dollars, this is probably not the best deal around, because the mid-range market is insanely competitive. But if you can find one at a cheaper price, or wait till they have a promotion, I think that it is actually a pretty decent option, especially if you want something simple and reliable. It feels pretty responsive thanks to the higher screen refresh rate and competent chipset, battery life is pretty great, it has 5G support, and most importantly, it comes with a 2 years warranty. These are all things that will help make the phone last a bit longer. Thanks for watching this video, and see you guys on the next one.